Well, it's time now for our weekly look at how the Zimbabwean market has fared. Just starting off with the overall, or the Zim mining index, rather. We'll get that up on the screen. 63.88, flat for the day. But if you're looking at the weekly change, down almost 5%. Industrial index on the day sitting at 185.5, also flat, but also down in the week by 1.2%. So overall, the market closing weaker this week. Let's delve into some of the pressure points. We're joined on the line by Tinashe Mapara, Equities Dealer at MMC Capital. Tinashe, thanks for joining us. So let's get straight into it. Which companies weighed down on the overall market? Any key themes that you saw coming through this week?
I think weighing down on the industrial index, where Nichols, which was down 14.6% to 20.5, OK down 1.8% to 18 cents. Citco down 6.06% to 62 cents. Daily board was down 3.45% to 28 cents. Insco closed at 83.02, and BAT closed at 720, which was down 1.37%. Of note will be Citco, which issued a profit warning in the recent past. Daily board released its earnings recently, which showed that the earnings kind of like flattened.
Yeah, pretty much flat. If you're talking about dairy board, and Tinashe, if you could just speak into the mouthpiece there, because we are battling to hear you. But looking at dairy board, profit for the year up 1% to $7.2 million. Margins down, operating margin down to 9%. Profit before tax margins also down. But what stood out for you in terms of earnings? Because there were some parts of the business, in fact, which managed to grow volumes, but that not translating to the bottom line.
Yeah, I'm sure their cost structure has let them down in the financial period that is just ended. So they going forward, they are going to be moving on to rationalize their operations so that the cost structure can be aligned to the volume capacity that they anticipate to have. They were already on the way of rationalizing their Mutare and Blawayo operations, leaving just a lean structure there. They have also engaged on a heifer rehabilitation program, which has had the initial phase, adding about 1 million liters to the company. So there are plans underway to rationalize operations and improve on the efficiencies. Short of that, we will see them continue to struggle as the revenues, the volume growth, it cannot translate to the bottom line.
Yeah. Let's move on to FBC Holdings, because they also came out with results. Total income $74 million, and that's a growth of almost a fifth versus the previous year. So in terms of all their moving parts right now, were there any stars that stood out?
On FBC net interest, the banking and insurance subsidiaries were the major drivers for FBC in the past, in the financial year that has just ended. Net interest income contributed 27% to the top line. The disappointment on FBC was Tenal, which contributed below expectations, but they have put measures to address the situation at Tenal. So we might see there is still scope for FBC to continue to improve on their performance in the coming years.
What's the outlook for their new mobile money product, Mobile Mula, as they're calling it? It's gone commercial now. How successful has it been so far? Can we measure what the performance is likely to be going forward?
We cannot really tell on where they sit in the market. It would definitely depend on their client base. But mobile money has taken Zimbabwe by storm, with EcoCash leading the way now. We also have One Wallet by Net1 and another product by Kebs. So there is going to be a lot of competition on that platform, and we expect that the Mobile Mula for FBC will reduce their transaction costs for individuals. It will then augur away with the memorandum of understanding that has been recently signed by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe and the Minister of Finance to reduce the bank charges.
Mm-hmm. And Tinashe, just aside from the markets, before I let you go, a good turnout for the referendum on the new constitution came through, and many saying that augurs well for elections. Is that the sense that you're getting right now? I mean, how does the latest referendum shape the political landscape ahead of the key election?
I think we have to congratulate the Zimbabweans for voting peacefully in the just ended referendum. If the mood that we saw prevailing during the referendum continues into the general election, and Zimbabwe adheres to the electoral reforms that have been put in place in the new constitution, and we see a credible and free and fair election taking place, I think it will go a long way in restoring the Zimbabwean political the risk. It will address a long way the political risk that Zimbabwe has had, and we might start seeing a lot of countries re-engaging Zimbabwe.
Mm-hmm. So